Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Well, here we are. 20 years go by for the Mike Munchak Golf Tournament. Of course, it all benefits the United Way of Lackawanna and Wayne counties. And, Mike, you're at it again, coming up just a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, it's hard to believe how quickly it comes every year. And like you mentioned, 20 years already. It's pretty exciting, and it seems like it's gotten bigger and better every year. And looking forward to coming up there at June 22nd for the golf tournament.
Mike, it means a lot for you to spend some time with some quality people. Of course, it's all for a great cause and what you're doing for your community here in northeastern Pennsylvania, and it's a great opportunity for you to get back and to give back as well.
Yeah, it is, and it's I feel it's a great idea. My Uncle AJ was a big part of it. Right around the time I was retiring from the NFL as a player, we started giving some thought to what I could do to get more involved with the hometown, and this tournament seemed like a great idea. And that's where it all began. And like you said, it gives me a great opportunity to come back every year. I'm back quite a bit anyway now that I'm in Pittsburgh, so I get to visit home a lot more than I had in the past. So that's a big plus about being here. So, and then obviously my hometown, Scranton, has been so good to me and my family and my career. Going through high school and Penn State, following me obviously through my years with the Houston Oilers. So this is a great opportunity for me to come back in town and hopefully raise some money for a great cause.
Mike, for you get to play with a couple of people that are near and dear to you, and of course, one of your teammates at Penn State, Chet Parlavecchio, and John McNulty, the quarterback coach at Tennessee, and Matt McGloin from the Oakland Raiders, and Dan Ficca, who's a former Raider and a Jet from the 60s. There's some other names out there that people like to get out and see them annually as well.
Yeah, they do, and these guys feel the same way I do. I mean, they're guys that the local the area continues to follow. Matt's doing a great job with the Raiders. People are excited about his story, what he did at Penn State. He's always been thankful for all the support he's gotten, and calling him same with John McNulty, like you mentioned, who's coaching down in Tennessee. So, these guys are, they're excited about coming back for the same reasons I am, and I'm glad that this weekend kind of works for everyone, really, because it's our vacation for coaches. Weekends usually this weekend when we schedule the tournament. So, hoping everyone can come out and join us and have us have a lot of fun and raise a lot of money.
Mike, one of the things they've come up with is $6,300 in honor of your number, a scholarship to a graduating senior from a high school in Lackawanna or Wayne counties. And, some kids may get some partial scholarships, but most kids don't get scholarships and have to pay their way, or their parents are helping them pay their way through school. And being, obviously, having a career out there, not everybody's going to become a professional athletically, but having a career that's making a difference in their community and the United Way and what you do and what everybody does here is really a great gesture.
Yeah, it is, and like you said, it's a great help for the college. It's expensive these days, and the $6,300, I'm sure will be put to good use. And again, the United Way is trying to encourage community service. That's a community service scholarship, so they're trying to encourage kids to volunteer and get in the habit of doing that at a young age. Always trying to get back to the community. So I think it was a great idea when I thought about doing it a few years back, and this will be our fourth year, so we're real excited about that.
Well, the date is Monday, June 22nd, and the Country Club of Scranton. How excited are you to get out there on the course and have a little fun, but have some competition?
It is a lot of fun because you never know what's going to happen these days. Because since I started coaching, I've been playing as much golf as I used to. So that's a really great country club, and so I look forward to going out there all the time. And with my brother-in-laws play every year with me, and we're all kind of the same. We're all pretty much actors, and we tear the course up a little bit, but we have a lot of laughs, a lot of good times, and. So I look forward to this every year, and looking forward to, like I said, raising money for a lot of good causes that the United Way spreads around the community quite well.
Well, they have so many great things and so many great events. A dinner, it's an auction, a signed memorabilia. So you don't have to be a golfer. You can enjoy that. Auctioning off trips to the Steelers 49ers game, a home game to the Tennessee Titans, and fabulous weekend NFL experience. All that stuff is great for people to get out. And I'm sure from time to time, Mike, when you're traveling around to different NFL cities, you probably run into some folks that you know.
Yeah, you do. I think that's what's nice about this is that even if you're not a golfer, and you don't have to be a good golfer to play in these kind of tournaments. I mean, it's a scramble tournament, so it's a best ball concept. So all you do is you can putt, be a good putter, and you can have a lot of fun out there. So, or come out for the dinner, like you mentioned, and we have a couple auction items, and you can come to dinner even if you can't make the golf. So there's a lot of options there. It's not just golf only. So And a lot of times we have quite a few people that do come out just for the day itself and get a chance to meet, like you mentioned, John McNulty and Chet Parlavecchio and Matt and myself, and so and we all have great stories, great times, and I look forward to having a lot of people out there this year.
Mike, how much does it feel for you to get back? And, of course, you check in with friends, but family means a whole lot to you. And talk a little bit about your family and their support over the years that they've given you.
Yeah, I grew up in Scranton, so my parents still live in the same house that I was pretty much raised in, up in the hill section of East Scranton. And I have 5 sisters, and they're all pretty much, a couple of them are close by, but we're all kind of in a 2-hour radius. So even when I left and went to Houston and went to Nashville, I always come up for the summer and spend probably 4 or 5 weeks up there every summer before the next football season would start. And it gave me an opportunity to stay really good friends with a lot of my high school friends that I went to Grand Central with, and my family, like you mentioned. And so it got to be where, and my family really loves the trips up there. And like I said, now that I'm in Pittsburgh, it's a lot more frequent. I can make the trip up there. So just always loved it, that part of the country. I love the way the people have always supported my family, myself, in my career. Even as a coach, I have a lot of people very interested in how my team is doing. So, especially now that I'm in Pittsburgh. So that's made it a lot of fun, and it means a lot to my family, to myself, and that's why my dad enjoyed being a part of this tournament. He comes up every year and do whatever he can to help raise money. So it's exciting for all of us, and like I said, it's like a family reunion of some sort. We have a lot of the same guys that come out every year to play. A lot of guys I played high school with and high school football with. So it's a really neat experience, and I'm really looking forward to it next month.
Mike, life goes by so fast for all of us. We get caught up in our jobs, our personal lives, everything that goes by. And, of course, you're a great NFL player, Hall of Famer, and here you are as a coach and with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is this that time of year where maybe, we all we're going 100 miles an hour? Is this that time of year where you get to reflect back and sit back and kind of really look at some of the things you've done and really humbles you, I'm sure, and what you're giving back, over $600,000 that you've given back to the community with this event over the years?
Yeah, it's been fun. I think the good thing is it's grown. Like I was, to be there with the first year when we got it started, and how small it was, and how many people just chipped in and try to make it work. And each year watching it grow, and we've changed our venues, different golf courses that we've tried over the years, and but a lot of the same people have stayed. It seemed like it's people come out, have a great time, and so it is. I mean, I enjoy the fact that people want to be part of it. There's a lot of obviously great charities, a lot of great golf tournaments to be involved in. I think this is one that's kind of special because it is United Way. And they do support a lot of small groups, a lot of groups throughout the community. So it means a lot to a lot of people. So I think the fact that we can touch so many lives in the county there means a lot for me anyway, to be back. And a lot of guys that also participate in the golf tournament. So that's why I try to make it as fun as we can. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of fun and trying to raise a lot of money at the same time. And like you mentioned, my career, coaching now, and excited about what we have in store for Pittsburgh this year. And I think because I'm coaching and I'm so busy, I never have really time to reflect a whole lot on my years. I feel like they've been so long ago. I'm enjoying these years coaching here in Pittsburgh.
Mike Munchak from the Pittsburgh Steelers, again, doing an incredible job. Mike, take us through one last question for you. What's a typical day for you as a coach? So let's just say here we are in June. What's a day like for you as a coach? And then when you get into the season, maybe a typical day in September or October. I'm sure it's busy time, but what time you waking up, what time you going to bed, and how much sleep you get?
It's worse than believing. There's a lot more fun being a football player than it was coaching. We're there much earlier. Like now, this time of year, most NFL teams are in, they call them OTAs, organized team activities. We're in the last phase of the off-season program, which is a 9-week program. We're all pretty much in the last 3 weeks of it, 4 weeks coming up here, I guess, last 4 weeks. And so we're practicing right now. We're allowed 6 hours a day with the players. So they come in. They only wear helmets. There's no pads or anything involved. We're allowed to practice. So you kind of get a 6-hour day kind of head start on with all the new players. We have 90 players right now on the roster. Most teams have. So you're getting to meet a lot of players. You have a new draft class. So we have another 3 weeks to go before we finish up for our summer vacation. And you're trying to progress and get ready for training camp. So my day's pretty much started. Probably I'm at the office by 6 a.m. no later, then probably here till about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. Your weekend's off this time of year, which is nice. So it's a Monday through Friday deal. And then obviously my vacation will start right around the time the golf tournament begins that weekend. And then as you asked about during the season, once we go back, then we get into training camp, which probably that's when football's 24/7, 7 days a week. That's when that whole process begins. And once we break training camp and get into the season, then the roster goes from 90 to 53, and there's a lot of hard decisions to be made during that time, and you have your team together. And then for me, at the 70s, like I said, we work 7 days a week, and it's pretty much, the work days are usually after the game, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or probably a Thursday, are big days where you're putting probably 12-hour days at a minimum as a coach, and then it kind of tapers off as you get into the game, build up to the game. So it's a lot of work for every Sunday you put into it as a coach, but there's a lot of excitement involved and a lot of fulfillment when you watch your players play well and have success in the football games.
Mike, it's always great catching up with you. Always great talking a little football. And again, what you're doing here for your community each and every year. It is the Mike Munchak Charity Golf Classic to benefit the United Way, Lackawanna, and Wayne counties. Thank you so much for your time, Mike.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Mike Munchak here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.